The Gears series keeps turning with another stellar entry in Gears 5. Released in 2019, Gears 5 is the first entry to exclude of War in its naming, perhaps in part to avoid confusion with another God of War, the soft rebooted God of War. Despite the cleaner name, Gears 5 is still the same, tightly controlled, cover-based third-person shooter as before. Gears 5 features a variety of co-op and competitive multiplayer modes to keep players entertained, ranging from classic PvP to the Gears series' famed Horde mode. Thankfully, some co-op modes are available locally, which feels like a rarity in 2025. Gears 5's catalog of game modes means there's something for everyone, especially those eagerly awaiting news about Gears 6.
One look at Grounded, and it may come as a surprise. The game was developed at Obsidian, the makers of Fallout New Vegas and The Outer Worlds. That gaming lineage can be easily found in the DNA of this fun co-op game that recently just escaped exclusivity by landing on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch consoles. This ensures an even larger player base than before with Grounded's crossplay. Grounded is a co-op game inspired by Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. A group of kids who were shrunk down must survive the bug-infested backyard. Players must monitor their food and water intake and craft weapons to survive. There are also accessibility settings for players with arachnophobia, so any worries about giant spiders are minimized. Grounded 2 is set to enter early access at the end of July, so now is a great time to begin experiencing this underrated franchise. Halo and split-screen co-op go together like peanut butter and jelly. Many sleepless nights have been spent frantically fighting through hordes of Covenant, all while trying to keep the noise down so as not to wake anyone up. It's those experiences that fueled the backlash 343 Industries has received for not including split-screen co-op in its two recent Halo entries. Thankfully, Halo the Master Chief Collection is full of local co-op-enabled Halo goodness. Each Halo game in the Master Chief Collection, from Halo Combat Evolved to Halo 4, is playable in co-op. While there's no local co-op in Halo 5 Guardians or Halo Infinite, there are still plenty more sleepless nights to be had. Beyond co-op, the Halo series features a top-of-the-genre competitive experience that has defined and influenced online multiplayer for decades, not to mention games like the Halo Wars sub-series that provide a refreshing change of pace from first-person shooting. Halo's illustrious Halo series has some of the best multiplayer games on Game Pass.
It Takes Two is a must-play local co-op experience. It Takes Two tells the tale of two parents, Cody and May, in a failing marriage who have both been transported into the bodies of their daughter's dolls. Cody and May must work through both dangers and their personal conflicts if they want to reunite with their daughter again. It Takes Two is explicitly designed for co-op play and can't be played solo. Anyone keen to experience the game that won Game of the Year at the Game Awards must find someone to join them on this emotional adventure, because it takes two to play this game. On the bright side, only one player has to purchase the game, which makes it all the more accessible for friends to dive in together. It Takes Two is the perfect game to play after Split Fiction, especially because it was developed by the same team at Hazeland Studios. The original Minecraft remains one of the best multiplayer games on Xbox and any console. Minecraft is a fun sandbox for all ages and allows players to build what they want and shape the world around them. It's easy to see why Minecraft is extremely popular over a decade after its initial release. Minecraft is fun, even when it's boring. There's always something to do, making it always engaging. Minecraft continues to be a timeless classic, and it's only just getting started. Any player who boots up Minecraft, whether alone or with a partner, can easily find something to do. Minecraft truly is limitless, and it's an experience that's even better when shared with another. Whether players make the homestead or spend years in the same dungeon, Minecraft has an individual experience waiting for every player. Before watching a Minecraft movie, give the original game a shot to help with the many references the movie is expected to have.
Some of the most memorable multiplayer games don't involve shooting or exploring, but a silly premise and hilarious gameplay. Gang Beasts is full of laughs as its characters flop around each stage. All the while, different hazards ensure no two rounds are the same. It took years, but finally, the game has been updated to provide even more hazards and some much-needed bug fixes. Gang Beasts is a beat-em-up gang where players strive to be the last character standing. Different environments and obstacles fill each stage, making survival every bit as fun and complex as it looks. While Gang Beasts may be at its most fun locally, its online multiplayer ramps up to fun with even more players on the screen at once. With Microsoft's acquisition of Bethesda Softworks, Game Pass is full of Bethesda titles, from Fallout to The Elder Scrolls. While players eagerly await The Elder Scrolls 6, which has only recently entered development, they can explore the continent of Tamriel with their friends in The Elder Scrolls Online. Elder Scrolls Online is just as engaging and fun as any Elder Scrolls game, but this one can be enjoyed with a company of friends. Elder Scrolls Online takes place hundreds of years before beloved TES titles like Skyrim, giving Tamriel a clean slate for players to leave their mark, whether alone or with friends. Players can subscribe to an Elder Scrolls Online Plus membership, which provides access to content, deals, and extra materials. That said, the bulk of the game can be played for no extra charge, which is great considering Elder Scrolls Online is one of the best MMOs around.
Diablo 4 gets the famed hell-raising franchise back on track after the heavily controversial Diablo Immortal. Diablo 4's story received high praise upon release, its soundtrack is exceptional, its visuals and atmosphere are top-notch, and its dungeon crawling is as enjoyable as ever. Its monetization system still leaves much to be desired, but the game surrounding it is phenomenal. Even though there's already plenty to do in Diablo 4 after beating the main story, Blizzard isn't done with it. The first Diablo 4 expansion, Vessel of Hatred, is out now. While Vessel of Hatred was received well by critics, fan opinion has been mixed, with the $40 price tag that's worth monitoring. However, Diablo 4 is still a great game in general.
Before Friday the 13th, the game, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there was Dead by Daylight. First released in 2016, Dead by Daylight has continued to receive consistent updates in the 7 years since, with DLC content based on franchises ranging from Saw to Resident Evil. The never-ending updates and communications from the devs keep this game running so smoothly. Like other asymmetrical survival games, Dead by Daylight pits 4 survivors against a single killer. Because Dead by Daylight features so many horror franchises, players can choose from an impressive roster of survivors, such as Ellen Ripley from Alien and Steve Harrington from Stranger Things, along with killers such as Pyramid Head from Silent Hill and Michael Myers from Halloween. Overall, anyone who is a fan of all things horror should give Dead by Daylight a try. It's only going to get better.
A Way Out is one of the many great two-player games on Xbox Game Pass. It tells a captivating story about 2 men who meet in prison and form a bond over the common goal of getting the heck out of there. In many ways, A Way Out is the ultimate couch co-op game. The core mechanics are built for 2 people, the gameplay loop is engaging the whole time, and both players will feel like they're contributing equally. There will be times when player 1 is doing the heavy lifting, while player 2 has to keep watch before the roles reverse. Hazelight Studios developed A Way Out, the second project directed by Joseph Fares, best known for Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Like their other games, only one player needs to buy A Way Out. The second player needs to download a free pass to play with their friend.
Yes, Riot Games' hit hero shooter, Valorant, is already free to play, so what purpose does it have on Xbox Game Pass? Added benefits, that's what. Above all else, Game Pass subscribers gain access to all current Valorant agents on top of day one access to any future released agents. That's pretty huge considering how annoying it can be to unlock agents for new players. Subscribers also get a 20% XP boost to Battle Pass and event-based content. Anyone interested in trying out this 5v5 tactical shooter should give it a shot with Game Pass for added benefits alone. It also helps that Valorant is one of the best hero shooters on the market with a massive active player base.
It may be tough to believe at a glance, but Terraria is one of the highest-selling video games ever. Since its 2011 release, players have sunk hundreds, if not thousands, of hours in Terraria's 2D sandbox, which continues to be a labor of love for its passionate fans and its developer, Relogic. Terraria is often jokingly called a mix between Stardew Valley and Minecraft, but it is so much more than that. Terraria is so detailed and in-depth that players still find new things to do and create. It's easy to play, but hard to master. Better yet, Terraria also has a co-op mode available for up to 4 players locally and 8 players online. Building, exploring, fighting Terraria's tough bosses, and experiencing random events in the game's procedurally generated worlds become much more fun with a companion.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge is a love letter to the past. Not only is it inspired by the classic side-scrolling beat-em-up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtles in Time, but Shredder Revenge nails the aesthetic of the 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series. To make it even better, the voice actors from that animated series reprise their roles. Arcade beat-em-ups are always a fun option for a couch co-op game. Players don't have to worry about split screens or waiting for someone to catch up. There are many enemies to take out together, and few modern beat-em-ups come close to being as fun doing that as Shredder's Revenge. Sea of Thieves is a service-based game that continues to develop and grow its open-world online experience. Players setting sail today will have a treasure trove of content to experience with friends old and new. Sea of Thieves is so massive and expansive that it's almost hard to take in. There's a tough learning curve for new pirates, but it's worth every moment. Sea of Thieves is a mostly open-ended pirate game where players can build up a crew and roleplay as pirates, making it one of the best pirate games in the 7 seas. Sea of Thieves has developed into a wonderful game despite its underwhelming beginnings, and is well worth experiencing in 2025, whether alone or with a crew of up to 4 players. This is especially true now that it's available on crossplay with PlayStation 5.
Palworld's strange pitch has caught the attention of players in recent months. Curious players, or those who have been cynical of the Pokemon series' current direction, have jumped into the world of Palworld. It's even captured the attention of Nintendo, whose lawsuit could spell the end of Palworld. That hasn't stopped Palworld from receiving updates such as the latest edition of Crossplay. In many ways, Palworld feels like a blend of Pokemon and the recent Legend of Zelda games. Players face a large open world and must build and upgrade their base. Doing so will give them access to new upgrades, including guns. Players can run around and catch different pals similar to Pokemon, and use them to help build up the home base and defend it. Palworld is an intriguing game, but it's rough around the edges due to it being an early build. Despite this, players can still create memories when exploring the world of Palworld together.
Despite a bumpy road after a rough launch, Overwatch 2 is still going strong in 2025. Its roster continues to grow, now boasting 42 heroes, with Hazza being its newest. It's still a popular game to play and watch, depending on the player's mood, of course. It may not reach the highs in player base enthusiasm as the original did, but Overwatch 2 is still an entertaining PvP game thanks to its hero shooter trappings, especially for those who haven't yet given it a shot. Overwatch 2 might be a free game, but linking a Battle.net account at certain times will give players limited rewards. Regardless, it's an easy download for those with the Xbox Game Pass. Overwatch isn't a new game, but there are plenty of gamers who've never given it a chance. It's as rage-worthy as any PvP game, but its heroes and maps are exciting to learn and play.
Overcooked 2 is already widely known as one of the best couch co-op games available. It's just a bonus that it's also on Xbox Game Pass. The fast-paced, team-oriented cooking simulator made waves after its launch in 2018, selling over 500,000 copies within the first month of launch solely on Nintendo Switch. Later that year, Overcooked 2 won the Game Award for Best Family Game. Overcooked 2 can initially feel overwhelming with so much to worry about and so little time, but that's the fun of it. There's a lot of fun frantically working together with friends and family, and minor mistakes will almost always garner laughs. Overcooked 2 still holds up over 6 years later, so players should get the family together and start cooking. After a year of Switch exclusivity, Capcom's latest entry in their hit Monster Hunter franchise, Monster Hunter Rise, made its way to Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S in early 2023. Since its release on Xbox, Monster Hunter Rise released a massive expansion and Sunbreak, giving players way more to do in a game that was already easy to sink hundreds of hours in. Thanks to crossplay, Monster Hunter Rise allows players to play with anyone regardless of their system of choice. This feature alone makes Monster Hunter Rise an easy choice for a multiplayer game on Game Pass. Monster Hunter Rise features PvP and co-op play, so there's something for everyone. Anyone who's waiting to play Monster Hunter Wilds will have a great Monster Hunter game waiting for them on Xbox Game Pass with Monster Hunter Rise.